headaches, exhaustion, a humming in her ear. That's what diplomat Catherine Werner started feeling when she got sick while working.
Woke up in the middle of the night, and I could feel this sound in my head. It was intense pressure on both of my temples. At the same time, I heard this low humming sound, and it was oscillating. And I remember looking around for where this sound was coming from because it was painful.
When did you first know?
It's not affected by time, which can change people's disease presentations. It's not affected by variable amounts of treatment. Like if you get a little treatment or get a little medicine, that may change what you look like.
So does that give us any insight into how this may have happened, Steve?
Well, it does lead us to believe that these symptoms that these folks are experiencing aren't in their imagination. There's several studies confirming that they have, in fact, been injured. It's not just feelings of nausea or hearing strange sensations. It's actual changes to their brains. Specifically, as you noted right there from Dr. Hoffer at the University of Miami, it's changes to the liquid inside their brain, inside their ear canal that could have undergone changes from some kind of directed energy source. These scientists are calling it that could have had long-term impacts on their health.
The director of North American Affairs at the Cuban Foreign Ministry says the U.S. is actually not cooperating in this investigation. Is the State Department cooperating?
Well, the State Department says it's been cooperating with...
Greetings to you, even though I decided to temporarily stop publishing because I want to change the way I work. But this is a topic that I think is important, and I did not devote a topic to it only. And there are also a lot of lies about it and falsification of the truth. The issue is that mind control gangs were using weapons for mind control against coalition forces in Iraq. Of course, I will not talk in detail about this because it needs a lot, but I will focus on key points with evidence for sure. First, I want to redefine to you a definition about gangs for mind control. In Iraq and who they are a giant intelligence network that was affiliated with the previous regime in Iraq and had influence everywhere, even in America and the countries of Europe. There was something that it wanted to implement against these countries when we started operations to liberate the state of Kuwait, and this was the destruction of airports and ports in those countries and other means. The plan was to transfer the war to Europe and America, but it failed because of the fall of the former regime in Iraq after the liberation of Kuwait. This network disappeared and it did not affect any harm at all, but it turned into frozen cells only. This is a military term that means remaining until a new leadership comes here. I will give you information that this giant network had the latest inventions, including for mind control, and they have scientists who only know they have and take fictional money. After this, according to what I said, the liberation of Iraq started. New in Iraq. As for the elements of this network, they are not known, because this was an intelligence network operating secretly. For example, they had civil jobs, workers, or even beggars in the streets, and nobody expected that they knew intelligence, officers, or agents. That is why none of them was heard at all. They stayed on their condition until an intelligence officer with the rank of colonel appeared and became a director on this network and started and reactivated it, as given orders to publish themselves among all state agencies, especially the security services. Here we stop so we can return to the original topic, which is the American forces present inside Iraq. We take an example rule in the province of Al-Dawiyah. We see that it is located in a place in the middle of the Iraqi army, and also there are other security services, including the Iraqi police also were present, and there was a basic gate to enter and exit from it, and there was a special section in it specialized in guards. As I said, the elements of the terrorist intelligence network gave orders to its members to penetrate the security services and volunteer in it from in order to eliminate it from within it, which happened that there is a group of guards that a person has been made director of, and this was a security agent in the days of the previous regime, and he is a homosexual and he of his followers, and this took orders from the terror network to stick himself to the American forces and pretend that he is a friend. Of course, the American forces were very welcoming to every Iraqi citizen and were very happy to visit them, which happened that this group was the one who used weapons for mind control against the soldiers of the American army. Of course, the level of development in its arms for mind control of the terrorist network exceeds the United States of America and all the countries of Europe much. Advanced types were produced of them. For example, they have methods of using food and drink, for example, and this was present. Many of the brothers in the American Army were respecting people here, and when we offer them tea, for example, they drink, because they look at others like themselves. Of course, it has been observed that the members of this group of guards are present in more than one place, for example, in Nasiriyah, in Baghdad, etc. They are the ones who use these weapons. To that, of course, this intelligence officer pretended to be a Christian and made himself a prophet. Also, this is the homosexual security agent. Of course, there were other duties for his group of guards other than treachery through a spray of mind control. False rumors against coalition countries and incitement of people against them also had a role in the attacks that this terrorist intelligence network was waging on the forces of the coalition countries in Iraq. Note about this network, which says about itself that it is the intelligence of Arab countries, but the countries that are against the coalition countries have another observation, which is after leaving the coalition countries that went to this network are using weapons for mind control against the Iraqi people. And I now live in the district of Afuk, and there are a large number of people who were slides planted on them and also a large number of children, and so the situation everywhere in Iraq here. This is evidence to prove that this network terrorism is the one who used weapons for mind control against American forces and through its elements that penetrated the security services and the police, and the love of the countries of the. Of course, I personally give an excuse to the American forces because this terrorist network was much more advanced than them in the field of weapons for mind control and the devices owned by the American Army. Perhaps it was only revealing a very old model, which is RFID chip or some other model known. Of course, the reason for this. It is late that when we compare terrorism scientists who take a lot of money and have everything available to them, and even that they conduct death experiments on people in Iraq and are tested for diseases on them and others as for scientists in America and the countries of Europe. 3 So there is not even a quarter of them available to them such capabilities. The reason is perhaps that mind control weapons are not weapons of confrontation and war, but gangs and treachery weapons. I mean, for example, the group of traitors who were using these weapons against coalition countries were also using treachery and were pretending to be friends on this topic. I am sure. From him, and he is a response to all the lies that this gang unleashes.
And we've walked into a trap.
Stop! I'm not unknown to you, I think. I know him! Yes. My name is Lin Chung. I'm a wanted man, so I have nothing to lose. You'd be punished for killing. I know how to help you, so leave this matter to me. Now, what do you say to this? Just